Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever you guys celebrate. I hope you all had an amazing December so far. Yeah, today we are doing kind of a Christmas inspired village. It's on a 64 by 64 lot, and we have no CC here. So whatever you see, it is part of the game, so there is no need for you to worry about any of that. Yeah, so I guess I'll just get into it. We have a lot of buildings on this lot. We have a church right here, and that's going to be like the main high peak point, as you can see. We have 5 levels on this lot, and this is on the 5th one, so it is at the very top, little tippy top, but it is there, and that is kind of what I'm working on right now. And I wanted to have like a nice Christmassy old feel to it, but still like traditional. We also have a bar, and we have a cafe, and we have a library. We also have a ski, like not ski, like it kind of looks like a ski resort in the back, and you'll see that as well. And you'll also see that I put a train in the mountain, and I've never done that before, and I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. So I had to definitely do that, and I think it turned out really well. Don't mind me if I'm kind of whispering. I have family over right now, and you know, your girl's socially awkward, so she's staying in her room until dinner. So I just decided to record. So I'm doing that apparently. But yeah, so we are doing like this whole Christmas village, and it's, I think on the gallery it's just a cafe, but if you download this, you have to make sure it's on a 64 by 64 lot, and it is a cafe. But if you want to change it, you can definitely change it, because there's like 3 different types of buildings. Oh, we also have a hot spring, so that's fun. So I tried my best to incorporate everything into this build, at least like as much as I could fit in. But you could fit in a lot on a 64 by 64 lot. So I kind of did with what I could, and I just think it turned out really well. I don't know if everything is 100% functional, so please do keep that in mind when you do, or if you do download this on the gallery. My name will also be down below, so you can also check that out, and you can download it there. But yeah, it is a really big lot. It looks really funky on the map. It looks like there's a lot going on, and then when you get to the lot, there is a lot going on. So it's not surprising, but you can see I'm working with a lot of different rocks and a bunch of debug things. I also looked back on one of my videos, or a couple of my videos, and the way I said debug was like debug, like you debug, bro, like you debug, but it's not. So I feel if anybody watches my old videos and they see that, they're gonna be like, oh my god, Jamie, it's not debug, it's debug. So I apologize if anybody has been annoyed, because once I heard it, I was like, man, I'm annoying. Why did I say it like that? But right here, we're working on kind of a restaurant slash cafe. It has a seating area in the back of the patio. We also have the ski lift behind it, and we also have the skating rink in front of it. You just have to go down those stairs, and your Sims can skate. I believe it is functional for your Sims to go down there and skate, because I think when I was doing like the trying to get the screenshots and everything, I do believe my Sim was like skating, just like having a, you know, doing her own thing, living her best life. So I know for a fact that the skating rink is functional. As I was looking through debug, I saw a lot of these like buildings that we had from Get Together, and I really loved it, so I tried to recreate it. I know, real original in me, Jamie, like real original, good job. But no, I actually really liked it, and I was like, yes, that's the style that I want, and even like the shape of the building I really liked. So please don't come for me for that, because your girl did like 3 buildings by herself, so it's fine, even though this one is technically copied. Anyway, so this one is a bar, and the outside of it was really nice. I also have another one beside it as well, and that one is fake. Also on the left side of that building that I'm working on right now, there is also going to be another fake building. I just had it as fillers. But you are more than welcome to delete it and make a house of your own, because, you know, this lot is huge and your girl can only do so much, and I'm not that great when it comes to building, so, you know, I've played this game for years, but I still am learning, and literally a great representation of it because I have literally only done terrain probably twice in my life, and this is the second time. And the first time you will see in another video that I will post later, and it's kind of like a log cabin kind of thing, like right beside a ski lift. So you will see that. I did that on my boyfriend's computer and he doesn't have all the packs, so I wanted to use Snowy Skateboard, but it didn't have any of it, so I couldn't like use the stuff in that pack, so there is some stuff missing that I would like to put in there, but I couldn't. But I use a lot of terrain tools there as well, so you will also take a glimpse at that whenever that comes out. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. And right here I'm just putting in a bunch of the kind of like half walls that I found in debug as well. I was thinking of putting a skating rink in the middle because, ooh, like skating rink, and amongst the stores and the bars and whatever the case may be. I thought it was going to be like a really nice touch, but then I was like, no, I gotta have it on that side because that's what I originally wanted. And then I saw like the big clock, so I have that in the middle there as well. There is a debug type fence in front of the stairs in the beginning, so you might have to delete that just because I don't think your sim can get through there unless you want to like teleport them somewhere. So I don't know, I think you might want to delete it. I just had it in for aesthetics because I thought it looked really cute. But I also had to do this lot in the summer because I had to make sure that I got all the terrain just in case you ever decided to some reason use this lot not in a winter setting. So the terrain is done for a hot weather or fall or whatever the case may be, whatever you want to use it for. It is ready for the nice warm weather. I always make sure, and I feel like this is always something really important to do, is that you always should put like dirt around the like paint stone, and you should also use the stone that has some grass in it because it creates like a lot of dimension. And also put different types of rock paint on, like bigger rock paint, because as you can see earlier when I was putting it on, it had the same pattern like everywhere, and it was just like too perfect and it looked really weird to me. I know in real life like all the rocks or like stone is usually like in pretty good like pattern or it's perfect, but in The Sims I just find it to look really, really weird. So I always suggest putting different types of rock styles on the rocks to create some like dimension that it's not perfect consistently and it just looks kind of like natural and it looks like it's been used for a couple of years. So yeah, I always tell, if any type of tip that I always do, I always say put different types of paint on the terrain, so more rocks on top of rocks, or you know, having the stone grass beside the actual stone, because you know in real life it's right beside the stone, so it's kind of dirty and people are always walking on it, so there's mud everywhere and boots and shoes and heels and whoever wants to go by. But I don't know, I think it's a really good touch to use, and I think you should try it if you don't already, and you can see a drastic change in your builds. Here we are also putting in a little picnic table area that I wanted, and I was thinking of putting like the little umbrella on top, and then I was like, you're here in winter time, so do you really need a hood unless it snows? And you know what, come to think of it, maybe I should have put a hood on it because it does snow and I should have it on there, but I guess I didn't. But it's whatever, you can do that if you download it. And here is where I put the mini ski resort. I was hoping to make it look like it was far away, so that's why it's really tiny, but I really, really, really like the way it came out, and I did want to do this. I had like a little notepad beside it to like write everything down where everything I wanted to be, so I knew knew what I was doing, because if I go in with like no plan, it takes me forever to even come up with a type of like build. So having this, at least having a layout and a reference of what I kind of wanted to do, but you know, making it my own, it really helped, and I think I'm going to do it more often because it saved me a lot of time. This build usually took me 2 days, but it was about like 2 hours of footage. I did pause it and redo it, and then pause it and then redo it, like, so I don't know the exact time of how long this actually took me, but I would say roughly around like 3 hours, 5 hours. So yeah, I think it was probably around that time. Also, I don't know if your Sims can actually go through there, like between the benches, because they're really close together. I don't know if your Sims are smart enough to do that. No shade, Sims, but I'm not sure, because the Sims need to get better when it comes to smaller spaces. It's not my fault. But I was thinking that this build was like looking Christmassy, but like on the outside it didn't look so Christmassy. So it kind of looked like an old school village that had like Christmas kind of around. So I wanted to make it look a little bit more festive. So you will see like random like nutcrackers and, you know, presents around. So I thought that it would kind of help at least to bring in the little bit of the Christmas spirit. And here right now it is the cafe slash restaurant, and I had no idea what to do for the layout. I am not a good builder. I don't know where anything should really be. I kind of just go with the flow. Like this whole thing changed, like the wallpaper changed, like the flooring changed. I do believe I put a fireplace in that big chimney, even though I should have moved the chimney, because I don't like how it's kind of like, it's darker looking, if that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it looks kind of dark. So I put a fireplace in front of it, but the fireplace looks like lighter than the chimney, so I don't know. I just did it and I put it in there, so I hope it looks good in the very end. As we will see in the screenshots, I am like my worst critic, and I honestly don't think I'm that good at building. So if you enjoy these videos, I mean, like, hey, I'm glad, but there are so many people out there who make such insane stuff, and I just don't know how they do it or come up with it, and I don't know, I just think it's so cool. So I definitely pull inspiration from a lot of people, but I definitely make it my own, just so I make sure that I'm growing and stuff like that. Because if you ever have a build and you copy exactly everything that person built, then is it really your own, or is it, you're just copying what someone else did, So I think that you should always get inspiration and get maybe some ideas, but at the same time you need to make it your own, and that's kind of what I did around this build, and I think it turned out great. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any more Christmas builds after this. I have one more, and that was that cabin slash like winter thing that you will see, I believe, after this, and I think that's it for my winter builds. And then I believe we're going to be going on into like February and March, so we're going to have some different types of builds. I have some builds that I have written down, and my boyfriend and I he helps me with a lot of brainstorming when it comes to ideas for builds, so shout out to him, because he is like a lot of the brains of the operation. I'm always like, what should I build? I don't know what to build anymore, and he's like, yo, do this like village thing, and I'm like, hey, say less. So and then bam, this was born. So he helps me out with a lot of ideas. So yeah, we have a lot planned, and I really hope I can execute them well, and that you enjoy it and you stick around to see what I have in store. And I really hope you do stick around to find that out. Here we are making the bar, and I used the bar from Journey to Batu, and I've never used it before, but I always thought it was kind of cool, and so I had to use it at some point, and I decided to use it here for some reason in like the most villagey, Christmassy, woody type of build I've done. And I decided to put a glowy stone engraved thing that looks like Fendi in a bar. So that's a thing. I don't know why I did that, but I don't know what past Jamie was thinking. But future Jamie is confused. I think it turned out okay, and I used the debug of the glasses, and I want to use it at the very top because I don't drink, but I'll go to like a bar with like my family or something for dinner, and I see that there's like a bunch of bottles or glasses on top of like shelves, so I thought that I wanted to incorporate that as well. And I also put a bunch of chairs everywhere. I don't think I put any like I didn't put like a DJ or anything. I just put some of the wall speakers up, but I didn't do any like crazy thing. So you could totally like demo this and like put something really nice in here, like something like party. This could have been a club. Like if anything, it could have been a club. So if you download this and you make it your own, yeah, please tag me. I would love to see what you do with it because there's so much potential in these different builds, and it is what it is. So I hope you all enjoyed my video, and please stick around to watch the screenshots at the end. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.